Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 8th. And like I said before, we were in a sideways pattern, just building, and got the potential here now. Well, we've moved well below with the orange from the danger zone of suggesting that, a power short move would take place. But we also had that reset of the short-term buyers all the way down here in the steel. The question really is, if we get the sign that moves below the red, then I would expect a significant upside blowout. NASDAQ actually performed even better. Again, same reset, and this is always the key when you have the short-term buyers. It sort of holds things up and prevents what you might refer to as a meltdown scenario. We're still expecting to get to that full 2450 target. That's been the call for some time, and no change. The euro holding up well despite a lot of the back and forth. There was a brief little dip in it, but all it did was fill in some of the positive extremes. There's still more of them there, but the reality is there's just a lot of confusion at this particular point as to what's going to happen with both the U.S. economy, easing of rates. This gets into what bonds are doing. I've said that I think this is just way out of control at this level, and that some of these are going to have to be retraced, but as long as you had that sign below the red on the DOC, it was still a long figure. The ABM makes for an easy call. This dip of the steel below the sign should give a little bit of short weakness temporarily, and then we'll see if there's, we also have the orange above 13.5. So both of those contributed to the start of the previous day and just moved back to the ABM. Now the key is to look for a breakdown below that yellow line. And I would expect it to return back to the mean. Some people sent me messages thinking I was crazy about oil declining, that being at this lower level, there's just nowhere but up. And yeah, that's exactly what up looks like. So I guess we weren't wrong with that call from the readings. It was pretty clear from the open of here, right up at that ABM. And where was that? It was all the way up at the 1050 range. There's just no way that they can deal with the amount of supply, the technological increases. It's a full dollar move on USO here. It's a significant impact. Will it have an impact on the ability for them down the road to continue opening new wells and things? That's a different issue. Right now, until you see some significant change in supplies vis-a-vis demand, which we just started to see some of that impact, but you got to deal with that oversupply, and there is a large oversupply hanging out there. Gold just coming right back to the ABM, still looking strong, but we are getting the hints of the first bits of weakness here with that orange moving above 13.5. At the same time, you had the cross of the steel below cyan, so those are a little double whammy, giving it a little bit of a pushback. Not horrible. And from a 5K, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days, accumulation, and it appears what it is every time we get our dip. Buys right back up. Shows clearly every time we get the nice little dip below with the orange below the red line, and crossover, and boom, take off. And that's where, combination of the fives, the twos. The 2 is the crossover of the green. The 5s also represent the orange. Was a little tougher at that call just because it stayed flat for just a little bit because of that steel being so high, but the reset allowed it to just punch forward, and we're getting a new one right now at the start, and that should push things to the green side. So then you also have obviously the testimony of Comey, which appears going to be a nothing, and that will certainly give impetus for the market to feel relaxed that maybe things will start to get done. There was some news on healthcare and that, so those are going to provide some buoyancy. All in all, I would think that we're going to start to see a jump in volatility once this is all worked out. So don't get complacent just because things have been short on the ranges. So just be aware of that. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk again later.